Good morning students, this is class 12th maths lecture 22nd of chapter 7th integrals. We will discuss today the questions of miscellaneous exercise. So question number 6 is 5x upon x plus 1 into x square plus 9. So we will use partial fraction to solve this type of question. So this function can be written as a upon x plus 1. Also see this x square plus 9 cannot be further solved, therefore plus bx plus c upon x square plus 9. Now take the LCM, you will get a into x square plus 9 plus bx plus c into x plus 1. Now compare the coefficients. Here the coefficient of x is 5 and on the right side coefficient of x is, when you will multiply this bx with 1 you will get bx. So coefficient of x is b. Also when you will multiply this c with x you will get cx. So the coefficient of x will be b plus c. Now from here coefficient of x square is 0 and here you will get the coefficient of x square as a plus b, because a into x square and this is b into x square, right? So the coefficient of x square on the right side will be a plus b. And the constant term on the left hand side is 0, but the constant term on the right hand side is 9a plus c, right? So solve these three equations to get the value of a, b and c, which you will get as a minus 1 by 2, b as 1 by 2 and the value of c as 9 by 2. So the integral of the given function will now be equal to minus 1 by 2 in place of a upon x plus 1 plus in place of b 1 by 2 integral of x upon x square plus 9 plus in place of c write down 9 by 2 integral of 1 upon x square plus 9. Now integral of 1 upon x plus 1 will be log mod of x plus 1 plus, for this we will use the method of substitution. Take this x square plus 9 as equal to t, then you will get after differentiating 2x into dx equal to dt. Therefore x into dx will be dt upon 2 and 1 by 2 is already here, so it will become 1 by 4 plus 9 by 2. Now here apply the formula of integral of 1 upon x square plus a square. A here will be 3 because it is x square plus 3 square. So the formula will be 1 upon a, that is 3, into tan inverse x upon a, and a is 3. So you will get 1 by 3 tan inverse x by 3 plus c. Solve it, you will get minus, okay, this will not be x, this is log mod of x plus 1 plus 1 by 4. Integral of 1 by t is log mod t, but t we assumed as this x square plus 9. So write down log mod of x square plus 9 plus this will become 3 by 2 into tan inverse x by 3 plus c, right? Question number 9 is integral of cos x upon root 4 minus sin square x. So this question is very simple. See, in the denominator we have sin x and in the numerator we have this cos x. So definitely take sin x as equal to t, then you will get cos x into dx dt. So this integral will now become dt upon root 4 minus t square. Now this 4 can be written as 2 square. So this is the integral of 1 upon root a square minus t square, where a is 2. So the integral of this will be sin inverse t by 2 plus c. In place of t now put sin x. So you will get sin inverse sin x by 2 plus c. Also be clear, this 2 is below t. That is, this t by 2 is complete angle of sin inverse. So you will get sin inverse sin x by 2. Therefore we cannot write this sin inverse sin x as equal to x, because 2 is also there, right, in the denominator. So this will be the final answer. I am giving you the hints for the next 12 questions of miscellaneous. So question number 13th is given as this. Now see, in this question, e raised to the power x is in the numerator and also in the denominator. So to change it in this type of form, let e raised to the power x as equal to t. Now after differentiating, you will get e raised to the power x into dx equal to dt. So this will become integral of 1 upon 1 plus t into 2 plus t, right? And in place of e raised to the power x into dx, dt will come. Now this is the type of function which can be solved by using partial fraction. Question number 15th is cos cube x into e raised to the power log sin x. So first of all, this e raised to the power log sin x can be written as just sin x, right? And see, this is cos cube x. Break it as cos square x into cos x, and cos square x is nothing but 1 minus sin square x. Why I have done this? Because now when you will let sin x as equal to t and will derivate both the sides, you will get cos x into dx equal to dt. So in place of cos x into dx, dt will come, and in the rest of the part, in place of sin x, just put t. So you will get t into 1 minus t square, which will be t minus t cube, and you know the integral of both t also and t cube also. Okay, now question number 17th is integral of f dash ax plus b into f of ax plus b whole raised to the power n. So obviously we can see the derivative of this f of ax plus b is in the integrand. So let this as equal to t. Now derivative of this will be f dash ax plus b into derivative of ax plus b equal to dt upon dx. Now f dash ax plus b as it is, derivative of this will be a. Take this dx this side and you will get dt upon a, the derivative of this which I have taken on the right side, right? So the integral will now become integral of, in place of this raised to the power n, you will get t raised to the power n, and in place of this into dx, you will get dt upon a. Now you know how to integrate this function, right? And after integrating, again put the value of t as f of ax plus b, right? Number 18th is integral of 1 upon root sin cube x into sin x plus alpha into dx, right? Now open this sin a plus b, which is sin a into cos b plus cos a into sin b, right? Now see, if I take sin x common from both of these terms, then this will become sin x raised to the power 4, which can be taken out from the root as sin square x, right? Therefore we will take sin x common from both of these terms. Now sin x exists in this term, but sin x does not exist in this term. Therefore when you will take sin x common from both the term, this will be cos alpha plus this will be cos x upon sin x into sin alpha. Now this will become, take out sin x raised to the power 4 from the root, you will get sin square x into root cos alpha plus this will be cot x sin alpha. Now see, this sin square x can be written as, this 1 upon sin square x can be written as cosecant square x, and here we have cot x, and the derivative of cot x is minus cosecant square x, which exists in the integrand, right? Therefore let the term inside the root as equal to t. This is constant, so the derivative will be 0. Derivative of cot x is minus cosecant square x into sin alpha is constant. Keep it as it is into dx equal to dt. Now this integral will become 1 upon root t, and in place of cosecant square x into dx, you will get minus dt upon sin alpha, right? Now integral of t raised to the power minus 1 by 2 will be minus t raised to the power 1 by 2 upon 1 by 2, and this the constant 1 by sin alpha will remain as it is, right? Plus c. Now see, in place of this t, write down what you assumed, root cos alpha plus cot x into sin alpha, and this 1 by 2 will go in the numerator. It will be minus 2 upon sin alpha plus c. Clear? Cut question number 19th. Now question number 20th is root 1 minus root x upon 1 plus root x. See, we know the formula of 1 minus cos t and also the formula of 1 plus cos t. Therefore, let this root x as equal to cos t, right? Now, we know the formula of this also and of this also. So, if root x is equal to cos t, then x will be equal to cos square t, and this will become root 2 sin square t by 2 upon 2 cos square t by 2. Cancel out this 2. This will be root 10 square t by 2, which can be written as 10 t by 2. Also, we have let this x as cos square t. So, dx will be, take the derivative of cos square t, which is 2 cos t into derivative of cos t is minus sin t into dt. So, the given integral will now become, in place of this function, you will get 10 t by 2. And in place of dx, you will get this complete, right? Minus outside. Now, write down this 10 t by 2 as sin t by 2 into cos t by 2. Now, see this sin t. 2 I have already taken common. This sin t can be written as 2 sin t by 2 into cos t by 2 and into this cos t as it is into dt. Now this will become minus 4 cos t by 2 will get cancelled. You will get sin square t by 2 into cos t into dt. Now this sin square t by 2 can be written as 1 minus cos t by 2 into cos t, right? This is the formula. 1 minus cos t is 2 sin square t by 2. So this will be 1 minus cos t by 2. Now cancel out this 2 and 4. You will get minus 2 into integral of cos t minus cos square t. Now you know the integral of cos t minus, to find the integral of cos square t, write it down as 1 plus cos 2t upon 2, right? Now you can do the further steps. You have to write down the integral of these three. The integral of cos t is sin t, integral of minus 1 by 2 is minus x by 2, and integral of cos 2t by 2 will be 1 by 2 into sin 2t upon 2. And in place of t, then write down what we have assumed. 21st is integral of 2 plus sin 2x upon 1 plus cos 2x into e raised to the power x. So first of all, apply the trigonometric identities to solve this term. Now see, sin 2x can be written as 2 sin x into cos x upon this cos 2x. We know one formula of cos 2x, which is 2 cos square x minus 1. Why we are writing this? Because now 1 will get cancelled, right? Take out 2 common from both of these. You will get 1 plus sin x into cos x upon 2 cos square x. Cut this 2 also. Now 1 by cos square x is secant square x plus sin x into cos x upon cos square x will be 10x into, 10x only. So the given function will now become e raised to the power x into, in place of this term, now write down 10x plus secant square x into dx. Now this is the type of integral e raised to the power x into f of x plus f dash x, because the derivative of 10x is secant square x. Therefore, we can directly write the integral of this. It will be e raised to the power x into 10x plus c. right? In the paper, write down that let fx be as 10x, then derivative of fx, that is derivative of 10x, is secant square x. Mention this in the paper, otherwise you will not get the marks. Now question number 23rd is tan inverse root 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. I have already told you that let in such cases let x as cos t. Now you will get 1 minus cos t upon 1 plus cos t. We know the value of both of these. So after solving you will get it as tan t by 2. So this function will now become tan inverse, in place of this tan t by 2. This tan inverse tan t by 2 will be t by 2. And this t by 2 will be, in place of t you will get cos inverse x, right? Now find the integral of this using the Eilert formula, right? Using the integration by parts, take this cos inverse x as the first function and 1 by 2 as the second function. Apply the method of integration by parts, you will get the answer. Now question number 24th is root x square plus 1 log x square plus 1 minus 2 log x upon x raised to the power 4. Now you know this can be written as log x square, and then this will be log m minus log n, which can be written as log m upon n, where m is x square plus 1 and n is x square, because this 2 will go here, so x square. This as it is root x square plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4, right? Now this term log x square plus 1 upon x square can be written as divide the numerator with x square, so you will get 1 plus 1 upon x square, right? And this x raised to the power 4 can be written as x cube into x. So x cube as it is, take that x inside the root, so it will become x square, right? Because now when you will take 1 by x square outside the root, it will come 1 by x, and 1 by x into 1 by x cube is x raised to the power 4. So taking 1 by x inside the root, it will be 1 upon x square, and this term as it is. Why we have done this? So that this term also become as equal to this term, right? Now divide the x square plus 1 with x square, you will get 1 plus 1 by x square. Now these two terms are same. Also you know when you will take 1 upon x square as equal to t, you will get minus 1 upon x cube into dx equal to dt, and 1 upon x cube exists in the integrand. Therefore the integral of this function will become integral of, in place of this log t, in place of this root t, and in place of 1 by x cube into dx, you will get minus dt, right? Now solve this by applying integration by parts. According to Eilert, you will take root t as the second function and log t as the first function. So your homework is you have to do question 13th to 24th of miscellaneous. Okay, thank you.